Hello everyone, name's Vicestra, here with the my top 10 final boss fights. First on the list is Crux from Spectro's Final Origin. Not only just him, but it was also Terragon. Terragon and him were just basically a final boss fight duel of the death. And let me put it this way, you have to kill one of them in order to just beat the boss fight fairly. But in the end, it's just really ridiculous. Kill Crux first, in my opinion, because his attacks are really ridiculous and overpowered. And if you kill the Crawl first, you're in for a world of hurt because the Crawl gains more moves if you kill Crux first. So kill him first, so the Crawl doesn't have any priorities. And literally, they're both dark origin, so you really have no elemental advantages over these two with your spores, with your spectrobes. So be warned about that. And they do combo a lot, so just in case, carry a lot of healing characters because this is going to be one hell of a ride. And Terragon is the ultimate Crawl, so don't take it lightly. He is fast as hell. He's not slow at all, especially his speed boost attack. Damn that thing. Number 9 on the list is Xemnas from Kingdom Hearts 2 Final Mix X2. Now this guy, he's just pretty straightforward. Anyone who's anybody who's fight this guy in the game knows the whole thing. Multi-tier boss fight, right, all the way to the very end, and literally it's one of my favorite Kingdom Hearts boss fights, especially when you get to the second form. And literally, who cannot say they haven't loved that final scene where you have to deflect all of those laser attacks? Freaking epic as hell. Love it. Number 8 on this list is the Dynasty Warriors 3 Gundam, the Night Gundam. This guy, this mech, in my opinion, is by far one of the definitively strongest in the game, and it's not even a mobile armor for pity's sake. But when you get to the final mission literally known as To Reform, this thing will literally fight you in a one-on-one fight. No supports, nothing but you and him fighting in honor. And be warned, you play on hard mode, you're gonna get wrecked. 3 hits will probably kill you. That's the most I'll say. Number 7 on this list goes to Dyer Morales from Monster Hunter 3 Ultimate. This monster is basically an elder dragon, again, born in lava and forged by land. Literally, he can be the end or creator of time, according to the game's history. The favoritism of this monster is basically his design and concept. I literally love the overall palette. And not to mention, fighting him is a bit of a chore half the time, but it can be fun. And the music is grand as hell. Number 6 on the list goes to the Reaper Human Larva from Mass Effect 2. This is the final boss you have to fight in the Mass Effect 2 game series. Is if you played Mass Effect, that is. This guy is literally slightly actually the easiest boss if you ask me. He really has nothing for him, nothing going for him, but he was actually memorable because of the fact that he was actually the first Reaper human to be created that was absolutely large as hell. Not to mention, the choices in the game were very demanding, so you really had to be careful. Even at this point of the game, people died. Number 5 on the list goes to Victor Sightstedt from Vanquish. Now, many people don't know of this game, and I don't know why. But this guy is, well, as the game has it in the coding, he's actually a Russian ops person who actually wants to siege into war with America. Yay for more games like this. But literally, at the end of the game, you have to fight him and his twin, both Alpha and Beta Bogies. These guys have the same moves, but always differ from each other, so they never are the same. So don't always think it's going to be the same attack, because they always mix it up. It was just a fun as hell fight. Number 4 goes to the Seneschal and Grigori from Dragon's Dogma. These two are actually 2 final bosses from 2 different times. The Seneschal is actually the post-endgame final boss, as where the game will actually give you this option to fight him. And it's hell of an option if you ask me. The second one goes to Grigori, because he's your literal final boss of the game to unlock him. He's powerful and gives you a will of a test. You can't kill him like any standard enemy. There's actually a whole sequence of things you have to do to get to fight him and take him down. And to be honest, it's really rewarding. Number 3 goes to Exia from Armor Core 5. This final boss of the story mode is literally powerful as hell. You have to customize your mech to get to this thing down in proper fair fighting fashion. But be warned, this thing will one-shot you if you're not careful. It's really light class, but since its massive size, its armor plating is really durable, so you have to make sure you're not grinding hell and just hitting hard. But move fast. And I mean fast. Number 2 goes to Malice from Shadow of the Colossus. The last of the Colossi that you have to fight in this game is a literal tower of a humanoid creature. To get him is through sequences, but you have to time the sequences just right in order to get to the sigil on his head. Once you break that, the game is slightly over, but then you still have to go through the rest of the sequence of the game. But the moral of the question is everything really worth it in the end for this game? That's the moral of the story. And now my favorite final boss that I've fought against is Primal Dialga from Pokemon on Mystery Dungeon Time and Darkness, even Sky if you want to count it. This final boss basically was one of my favorites out of the franchise of Pokemon, and to be quite fairly honest, out of my favorite from the Mystery Dungeon series. This boss fight had everything, the music, the means, even the reasons to fight him. And at the end, just like in its fashion, had very sad ending. Well, I hope you enjoyed my top 10 list. Leave a like, subscribe to us, and even put down some suggestions.